Hey, Trucker here, and I'm going to go through the games I played most in 2025. Um, Played a lot of games, a lot of good games this year. With that, we're going to go to number 10. Number 10 is going to be a lot of games. We'll kind of go through that at the end. It's a lot of solo games, so I'm going to kind of lump them in. I played a lot of games twice, like uh, Crusaders and some other stuff like that. So we'll go through that when I get to it. But we'll start with number 9 here. Clank in Space. I played this game 4 times this year. I wish I played it a lot more, honestly, because it is such a good game. You're basically going to be buying cards out of a market. So you'll buy cards, let you move, and you're going to be moving through a dungeon, which enemies can attack you. And the whole point of the game is you have to go in and steal treasure from the big bad, and then he'll attack you on the way. The longer you stay in, the better the treasure gets. But the key to this game is if you don't make it out and you die, you get 0 victory points. So it has a nice push your luck element to it. The board is modular, so there's 3 different things that you can flip around. I have the one expansion. I don't know what it's called. It lets you, as you pull cubes out, these black cubes, with the expansion, you can use them for different abilities on cards. So it definitely varies up the game. Plus, you get 2 new boards, so you can flip and flop. So it definitely makes the game more replayable. And there's 9 different scenario type kind of cards that affect it, which can make the game harder. So if you want a brutal game, they're great to throw in because you can make it so your movement costs more, so it's harder to get farther in, and you can make it so it's even an easier game, so you have more money to buy stuff. So I mean, the game is great, but buying the cards to move around the board, trying to judge how fast you want to get back, that's the key to the game. Is really how fast do you think you can get in and out. And the more cards you buy, the more the boss attacks. So you can kind of play with that too. If people are being slow and they're trying to get to the end, well, guess what you do? You just start to buy more cards and have the boss attack more, which then will damage them more, which will kill them faster. So it's great. And number 8 is going to be one of my favorite worker placement games. Played this game 4 times. Energy Empire, Manhattan Project. This is the second one in the series. I like all of them. I have them all. This is probably my favorite. But basically, overall, you're going to be worker placement, place a worker down. And with this game, you don't block people with your workers, which is nice because if someone else wants to go there, they just have to place an extra worker or extra energy, which the whole point of the game is to get a bunch of energy. And your tableau building, so there's spots on the board where you can get factories, money, but the more energy you can produce clean energy, which is less energy, or you can produce dirty energy, which gives you more, but it also pollutes your board. And at the end of the game, you lose victory points for the pollution tokens. So it's kind of like a push pull. You want to produce a lot of energy, but you got to clean your board up too, as these cards agenda effects happen, which trigger scoring. So it's really fun. The only problem with it is kind of gets in a flow where you build your tableau, you take an action, and then you trigger everything and then you repeat it. But it's super fun. It's super fast to teach. The game's great. I really like the component quality. It's excellent in this game. And every game's pretty close. It Yeah, it's pretty close. It's kind of a set amount of rounds for refresh. Because basically you're going to take your turn. There's only 2 things. You can either place a worker, trigger your buildings, or refresh. So, and there's only so many free refresh actions in the game before it's over. So yeah, once again, it's really good. It's my favorite in the Energy Empire series, so far at least. And with number 7 is Fromage. I've played this game 5 times now, and this is probably the my favorite game that I got this year. You're placing your workers, taking actions on a board. There's like 4 mini games. I love the fact that the mini games, you're all competing with each other. You can try to, block people, but realistically, you don't even really block people that much. So it's not even a big deal. And I like to draft the tiles. You can draft starting tiles, which affect your board. I like to play that way because it varies up the way you play the game. Because you're going to be getting cheese, buildings. You're going to produce different kinds of cheese. And the best part about it is if you place like a level 3 worker, which gives you the best actions, you're not going to get that worker back for 3 turns. If you do a level 2 worker, you're not going to get that one back for 2 turns. And the weakest is a level 1. You'll get that back next turn. So it's really fun on trying to gauge, are you going to need that worker for another 3 turns? So, and you might want to block stuff off, so you might have to. And then other people might see that you're going to try to go for that, so they might put a 2 worker in the spot that you were going to go. So it's super fun. The scoring's great. Once again, super easy teach. The games only take about an hour, and that's even if you play with people that have AP. So overall, it's a great worker placement. I was looking at getting the second one, but honestly, I played this one 5 times. Even if I get another 5 plays out of it, that's well worth the money. I don't know if I would need the new one. It just basically gives you four more different mini games that you can mix around. But once again, if you get 10 plays out of a game, that's well worth the money. So with that, that was my number 7, Fromage. Now we're going to go to number 6. This is kind of a hidden gem. I've played this game 5 times. Reef Project. I don't hear anybody talk about this game. The art's beautiful. The gameplay is great. It's area control, like area majority on the board. It's a weird theme. You're putting reef balls down to help the coral reef. So it's super fun because as you put the reef balls down, it costs you energy, which doesn't make any sense, but it costs you energy to move around the area. But whenever you put a reef ball down, now you can go through that area for free. And there's different islands on the board, which you get to take the action on that you go to. So the whole point of the game is to get area control, which will then flip a token in the middle, which then you score for area control. And if you have the most, you'll get the token, score victory points. But also that scores at the end game too. There's a track for your technology or for science. There's a track for resources. As you remove your reef balls, you can carry more resources. There's a dive track. There's um, there's different crew members that you can buy, which I think that's the best part of the game, is because you could buy different crew. So, and there's 5 different asymmetric player powers, which then you could buy the crew to, help out with your asymmetric power. You're doing missions. I mean, the game is great. It's a little bit long, and there can be some AP in it, but as long as that's not an issue, the game goes pretty smooth. And I mean, there's so much. There's never a bad turn. You're basically gonna put a reef ball down, move to an island, take an action, or you're gonna take a refresh turn. And your refresh turns are great in this game because as you go up the score track, whenever you take a reset action, you are gonna get every bonus ability on the score track. Which at the end of the game, you might just take that because it's such a good action. So yeah, that's a great game. And number 5 with 6 plays is Captain Flip. I mean, this is just a super light game. You're basically going to grab a tile out of a bag, and you could decide to either place it on your board or flip it. And you get 4 different boards with different abilities on it. And each tile, there's a bomb, there's a cannon tile. If you get 3 of those, you will lose the game. So that's where you kind of gotta, be a little careful with pushing your luck on flipping it or not. But overall, I mean, it's super easy. There's like 8 different characters, so they gave you nice player aids that you can just pass everybody, so everybody can see the 8 characters. There's one that if it's at the top, you get more victory points. There's like a worker. If he's in every one of the 5 rows, he multiplies. So a little bit of set collection. The only reason why I played this so much is because my wife loves it. I think she's beaten me now like 4 out of the 5 times or 5 out of the 6 times. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't play it that much, but she likes to play it, and it's quick to get to the table. I do like the 4 different boards too, so you can at least vary up the play a little bit. But I mean, basically, it's still pretty easy. My daughter likes the game, and you can play a game in a half hour. That's with the setup, so it's super fast. And the games are usually pretty tight, so that's always a plus too. So with that, that's Captain Flip. Great light game. So my number 4, I've played 6 times, and it's Pirates of Maracaibo. In this game too, I don't hear people talk about it as much. I like it better than Maracaibo just because it's easier. You're basically going to be moving along this board and you can move up to 1 to 3 spots. Whatever island you land on, you can either buy the card, which gives you actions, or if you land on an island, you can upgrade your boat, which is super fun. You're upgrading your boat. once again, you're just getting little endorphin hits every time you land on a spot. You're going to upgrade your boat. What upgrade do you want? You can take a money upgrade, then you can explore, you can get treasures, you can dig treasures, put them on your board. There's so much to do. I got the expansion for it. It's okay, but honestly, it adds a lot to the teach. So me personally, I would just play without the expansion most of the time because there's just so much to do anyways. There's basically three routes to victory. Either get treasure or explore on this map. Wherever you explore, when you stop, you get a bonus. So that's always fun. Um, the treasure route, you can fight. So when you fight, you roll dice, you get certain abilities. There's other modules you can play, like Fog of War, where you don't put the board out because the board's randomized every time. That's nice too. So every time you play it, it's going to be different. Um, in the new one, they add barrels of rum. Like I said, I wouldn't even buy the expansion, me personally. It's just going to make it harder to get to the table, and the teach is a lot longer. I like completely upgraded. I got metal coins for it. I took my boats out of Jamaica and replaced them, put them in this game. I got little upgraded treasure tokens, so that's super fun. There's missions you can do. There's crew members you can buy. I mean, there is just so much to do in this game. And it's not that long. And if you don't like it, you can speed along and end it because it's only you go to the end, Maracaibo, 3 times and it's over. But with that, we'll go to Seti. I got 6 plays of Seti. Now, if you've ever played Seti, you know that is a lot of playtime in Seti. Almost too much playtime because this would probably be my favorite game of all time, except for the playtime is absolutely brutal. I mean, it's like 3.5 hour, 4 hour plus the teach. I mean, with the teach, it's 4 hours. But other than that, I mean, the game is great. I can't wait to play the expansion because you're basically going to be sending probes out to land. You're going to be playing cards that give you abilities. You're going to land on planets, which will give you victory points. You're going to discover 2 aliens, which change the game, scoring in the game. So, I mean, it's super fun. The only thing I wish was better was the signals that you send out because you send signals out. It's kind of like area control, area majority. It's okay. I found that to be the least fun part of the game, but just going out and exploring, seeing which aliens you discover. There is one alien that I don't like because it kind of has like a negative effect in the game. I don't think it would matter too much with it, but it is kind of a bummer because if someone goes there, you're gonna know you don't want to go there. I don't really want to spoil that alien, I guess. I don't think it's a big spoil, but yeah, it would definitely be my top game. With the expansion, it might be though. Honestly, Seti's great. Like I said, it just a little bit long for my taste. People can get a little antsy, and if people have AP, this game can really start to drag. It really does because as the board rotates, whenever you take certain actions, the planets rotate, which can really throw things off. So you really kind of got to plan out where your probes are going to go. And if someone gets hosed, if someone spins the board faster, it can really put some turns behind. But yeah, hopefully the expansion will fix that. I think it will, but we'll see. And my number 2 with 11 plays, Space Base. I mean, what do you got to say about Space Base? I mean, this game is just a blast. I watched the Dice Tower, like one of the first games I seen with Space Base. He was ranting and raving about it. I ended up picking it up. Tableau building, engine building, all my favorite things. When somebody rolls the dice, you're getting a bonus. When you roll the dice, you get a bonus. I mean, and I do think there's a little bit of strategy in this game. People say it's all luck, pure luck. I don't think so, one bit. There's definitely strategy. The last time I played, I did a big arrow strategy, which was a blast. I kept trigger on my 12 just repeatedly. It was great. I would get the Shy Pluto expansion, though. That is a must, just for the cards. I wouldn't play the Shy Pluto expansion. I wish they would just give expansions without the campaign, because honestly, I just ripped up the campaign. Didn't even mess with it. No point to mess with it. And the only other negative part of this game is sometimes I wish the game would go a little bit longer. I've actually thought about doing like 100-point game because man, your engine really gets going, and then it's kind of a bummer because you could just straight up buy victory point cards, and sometimes it's kind of anticlimactic when someone just goes, "All right, I'm going to buy this card for 12 victory points, 20 victory points." So kind of can ruin the game that way, but I mean, it's part of the game, so you really can't complain. But yeah, I've always thought about just making it like a 100-point game and just really ramp up the engine because you could build some super broken combos. My favorite card in the game is the one that lets you buy an extra card. And then probably my second favorite card is the number one that has an income when you flip it to the red side because you're getting that every time someone rolls a one, which is super crazy in a big player game. You can really run away with it. And my number one, which is pretty crazy to me still, is Terraforming Mars. This game, I've played it 11 times. Now, we're pretty fast players at this game, and it still takes us 2.5 hours to play. And I mean, it's great. I love I only play with the preludes, obviously, but you're basically just building a tableau, a little engine, and terraforming Mars. I mean, there's so many different strategies. The preludes really make the game because it can really set up how you're gonna affect the board. You can either rush the game, you can play a slow game, whatever you want to do. You can raise up the heat, you can put a bunch of greeneries on. The only thing I haven't played with turmoil, and I will never ever play with turmoil because it makes the game longer. I don't even understand how that expansion came out. It doesn't make any sense to me. The other one is colonies. I like colonies, but honestly, I could deal without it. I feel like some of the combos can be kind of broken in it, but Venus, I do love Venus. That's the only way I'll play. I only play with the Venus expansion with the add the floaters, but more or less it just adds more cards. And when you play the first game, I've played it like 40 times now, 30 times. You kind of start to, pick up what's good, what's going to happen. Venus at least adds quite a bit more cards, and I love the floater combination. Adding the floaters is great. Being able to spend them to up the Venus track, being able to spend them to do different things like raise the heat. It's just more things to do in the game, so you really can't complain about it. In this game too, the only problem I have is that now is I've played it so much that if you play with new people, it's very hard because the game really can drag and the skill gap is just crazy. Once you play this game enough, there's no people don't have a chance. You're just going to blow them out of the water. Unfortunately, so you will have to hold back quite a bit. So I just prefer not to play this game with new people anymore, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I have a group of people that play it, and it's their favorite game, so it's not an issue for me. If we want to get it done, we can get it done. Also, my buddy has all the upgraded bits. That is the way to play. I mean, the map looks beautiful with all the water tiles and everything else. And with that, this is my overall play. I played 204 games. 67 of them were new games, but I don't record all my plays because I don't record my solo plays, and I really don't record my plays with my family. If I did, probably like Flip 7 would be up there, and Taverns of Tiefenthal, Aeon's End, stuff like that would be way up on the list. So I really only record the games I play at my game night. And I probably should record all of them. I thought about recording all of them on a different app, but it's almost too much work. So I'm just gonna keep continuing to record basically the games I play at the board game night. Because when I play with my family, I don't even really care. I'm just having fun. I do silly things. It's whatever. Try to let them have fun playing the game. Uh, don't care if there's like rule mistakes or whatever. We kind of just have fun. Board game night's a little bit different. So those are the main stats that I like to keep. But yeah, I've played a lot of games, a lot of great games this year, and honestly, most of these games are some of my favorite games. So yeah, I can't really complain. Um, the game I want to get played more is Orleans. I played that twice last year. Orleans and some other solo games I want to get more to the table, but campaign games are a little bit hard right now. So with that, I hope you like the list, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.